welcome back. I am going to finish this project. This is a multi-part video series, and after I finished the pour of the resin, I let it sit for about 18 hours, and then something happened with my last video and I didn't get the recording, but I poured one more layer on top of this and I added some glitter, and I wanted just to catch a little sparkle because my son said that this looks like the bottom of a waterfall when it hits the water coming down and it hits the lake or the river. So I'm like, oh, that is so cool. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to add some glitter, but then something happened in my video and it didn't capture that. And I have let it sit, and hopefully you can see, I didn't clean all the Resi-Blast off properly. So can you see how it cured with all the little holes? So instead of doing a whole nother layer, I did clean this with alcohol and some baby wipes and paper towels. I did it several times. I think I did a good job. I don't feel any residue, so cross our fingers on that one. But I thought instead of trying to fill in the gaps and everything, I'm gonna add rocks. So I'm gonna add some rocks, and I found crushed glass, and I found some more of these colored rocks I got at the Gem and Mineral show a few years ago. So I thought I would just add some rocks down here, pour another coat of clear, and let it cure. So let's begin. With the rocks, I use my resin as the glue. I went ahead and pre-mixed this. It's been sitting maybe about 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead, just pour a nice layer on here. Get it covered. And I just want to make sure my edges are covered. And you can feel it. If your glove is kind of grabbing on the edge, there's no resin. It'll glide smooth when there's resin. And there are going to be natural dips and drips on the sides because I'm not paying much mind to the sides. To me, those aren't as important. And it actually looks really cool when it's hanging to see those. So I'm going to get this. If you wanted to, if you had this problem like me and you wanted to just pour resin, you know, clean it really well, make sure you get all the Resi-Blast, because the nature of that product is to repel resin. So if you watched my last video, you saw all the puddles and everything I had, and I poured right on top of it, and it did pop up when this white lacy layer came up. And oh yeah, it looks like I did clean it really well because I don't see anything pulling away. So that's very awesome. I used baby wipes and alcohol several times to clean the Resi-Blast. I took a dry paper towel and then I did the whole thing again. But I still would like to put rocks because I am loving that idea. So let me grab some paper towels. I just want to get some of this resin off my hands. And then I thought I would start with some of these. And the resin will act as the glue to secure these. And you just drop them where you think they should go. And since this water is hitting the bottom, making waves, it's got to crash on something more than water. And I'm not going to add a lot. I don't want the rocks to overpower the resin. And then I'm just going to move these down here a little bit. And then I'm going to take some of my clear resin and I'm going to drizzle it right on top. So I'm going to make sure it gets covered. No stray rocks. And if you can see, I'm just drizzling a little bit on top. I'm not using a lot of resin. It just needs to cover. It doesn't need to saturate, although right here it did saturate, so the rocks look underwater, which is really cool. Here's a clear rock. We're going to push that over here. And then let's sprinkle some of this crushed glass. I'm going to pour it over here to the side so it doesn't get all over my art. I'm just going to sprinkle some of this. And this crushed glass will give it a little more shine and sparkle, which is really awesome. This crushed glass I purchased at Michael's a few years ago. They had it in their Halloween section. I believe they carry it in their floral aisles as well. And it has a white, it's the glass, which is actually a mirror, I should be saying. And it has a white background, which is nice. Gives it a little more color pop. I did buy it in bulk. I used my coupons. So I do have a couple more containers of it. A little goes a long way. Okay, we got that. And then I'm going to start placing some of these really awesome rocks. I'm very fortunate to live, excuse me, Tucson, Arizona. Gem and Mineral Show is here every end of January, February. It's the largest in the world. Missed it last year when COVID happened because my husband and I like to walk through all the different tents all over town, all the different locations. We see repeat vendors every year. Some of them are friends now. So I'm looking forward to it next year when it comes back. And I'm just placing these, no rhyme or reason, I'm just adding them where I think it'll look good. Where it kind of makes sense. Ooh, that side's real pretty. Put that side up. You can't see it, but my cat is at my feet. And I would like to pick her up to show you, but I'll get resin all over. So when I cure this, I do place a tent over this, because one time my cat did get in my room overnight and walked on the side and got cat hair all stuck in here. It's kind of a mess to clean up. So I learned my lesson. Pets and resin don't mix. I think I'm going to add a little more of a cluster right here. Just to fill it in. Then I think I'm going to sprinkle some more of this sandy small rock. Now this rock does weigh it down, and the resin. So on the back, I will definitely use the D-rings. I'll link them in the description. And wire wrap as a hanger, because it's going to need to be able to hold the weight securely. There she is. It's my little girl. Hi, baby. Alright. Just randomly sprinkled. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's nature. Nothing is perfect in nature. So, yep, all this is still looking good up here. Let me just push these little stray rocks closer to the base. And now sprinkle more resin. And this resin gives these rocks a definite glossy overcoat, which mimics the water hitting the rocks. Because you don't want anything dry over here, because nothing's dry. And take your time doing this. There's no rush. Even if you have a cat or a dog, they're good. They can wait. I'm sure after I'm done recording, she'll give me another earful of making her wait. But that's okay. Okay, starting to stray, and that's okay. I think I'm going to title this The Water's Edge. What do you guys think? Is there another title I should use? I was thinking of bringing the rocks up further, but then I'll lose all this, and I really do. I love how this is coming to about right here, and then it changes direction, so it does. It looks like it's hitting a pool of water from a waterfall or a high edge. So it tells a very interesting story, and I love that. I'm super excited. I'm just going to put some here, since I just have a little left. Just going to double check everything. And it's funny how art just creates itself sometimes, because this started out totally different, and I was a little sad that I did do this top layer on it, because I really liked the other layer. But I'm happy now. There's no such thing as bad art. It just needs to keep evolving. Keep working it. And sometimes I find a hard time knowing when to stop. And that's okay. That's part of the fun. And that's the whole point, is just to have some fun. So now, I'm going to take the heat gun, give it a little heat, make sure I got all of those air bubbles out of it. And looks good. I see a little clear rock right here. Just gonna push them back to their home. Gonna let my tent, just to give you a quick look at it. I usually just go like this. Cover it up. That way I don't touch it. I can peek on it, but I'm not going to touch it. Let it sit. Probably a good 12, 14 hours, maybe longer. And then we'll come back and see the final result. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications so you get a message whenever we upload new videos. And if there's anything you would like us to work on, any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Have a good day. See you later.